Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the best stadiums in MLS, one of the best fan bases. We expect it to be a good crowd, an energized crowd, and we know that they bring out the best of us. We've seen that historically here at GEODIS, and we expect nothing else, from it. And we expect to put on a good performance to reward the fans for coming out.
Things opened up for you guys more after the half in Ottawa. How important is it for you guys to get off to a quicker start tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was that first game. There's always a little bit of nerves, and there's a lot of different sort of factors, and so I think for us, it's about coming out with good intensity, good energy right from the first minute, and then being able to continue. And when we bring guys on the field that kind of come off the bench, their job's to elevate it. So we want to play 90 minutes of pretty intense football.
Tomorrow could be, emotional, first game, a lot of fans, a lot of energy, like you mentioned. How do you make sure the guys harness that to get the results you guys want?
I think it's for us being consistent with the way we approach the game, the messaging always, the way, kind of even how we prepare right before the game, and making sure that we're constantly talking about familiar topics, right? We don't get kind of caught up in the outside stuff. We know what we want to do. We know how we want to play. We know how we want to execute, and just kind of keeping it really simple.
Dan was just saying that he feels the new pieces are coming together pretty well. Why do you think that is? Because he also said that's not always the case with every single team that has a lot of players in the mix.
I mean, first and foremost, good players like to play with good players, so they figure it out. But no, I think, for us, I think we're very clear in how we go about our work, and each week. And so the way we prepare, the way we train, and I think that gives players consistency and comfort. When they have that consistency and comfort, you can see their best qualities come out, and you just kind of work through that to make sure everybody's kind of gelling together.
Yeah, BJ, what kind of a relationship did you develop with Marko Mitrovic during your time with the national team, and what can you expect about the Revolution, just going off of your experiences with him there?
So Marko and I spent time together on staff in the summer of 2023. I don't have the exact number of days, but I think it was about 50 plus days on the road together. Mm-hmm. So we got quite close. What you can expect from his team is sort of, I think, something that he embodies. He's diligent and really detail-oriented, so you're going to see a team that has a very clear idea on how they're going to go about playing. That's already been, credit to those guys, how quickly they've been able to do it through what they've done in the preseason, but also at the same time, a team that's going to play with great passion. He's a passionate person, wears his heart on his sleeve, so when you combine, clear style of play, very detailed, with passion and intensity, we expect a really good New England team coming in here.
Has Reed Baker-Whiting joined the team yet? And I guess when will he avail? When do you anticipate him being available? And I guess how do you see him fitting into the club once he is available?
Yeah, I think Reed's been here for a couple of days, 2 days of training. He's available for selection. When he came in from Seattle, he was fully healthy and had been doing a full preseason. We look at him as a player that can be. We think fullback is his best position, right or left. He's truly two-footed, so that's the spot that we expect him to compete at.
Yeah, just Carlos Hill especially, I think, is probably one of the best playmakers, maybe in MLS history, but definitely the last few years. How do you try to focus in on cutting the supply off that he provides without kind of getting too focused on him specifically?
Yeah, I think it's you said it. He's one of the best playmakers, and he can beat you in a lot of different ways, right? He has a really magical left foot that can make final passes. He can switch the point of play. He can go one-on-one, and he shoots from distance, and he arrives in the penalty box. So for us, it's just about being aware, right? We know it's not a one-man's job to stop him, but we also know New England's not a one-man team. So for us, it's just constantly being about the collective, being organized defensively, and doing everybody's job. And the team of Nashville will, our job is to stop New England, and he's one of their important players.
And then it looked just from the broadcast like you came out of the Ottawa game mostly healthy. Are there any injury concerns heading in tomorrow, or is it a full group?
No, everybody is available for selection. So.
BJ, you already said stuff about Marko as a coach, but besides the fact that he said in his first words that he wants to come back to the winning ways, being aggressive and being a ball possession team, I guess that's very similar to you. Where do the similarities end?
Say again?
What do the similarities between you and Marko end, besides being aggressive, possessive ways, and going for winning ways?
No, I mean, listen, I think for us, we probably see the game in a lot of same ways. But he's gonna have his unique touches. And I think what he does a really good job with, it's not necessarily what is Marco's team. I think Marco does an excellent job of saying, okay, I see the game this way, but these are the players and the qualities that I have, and I'm gonna deploy them that way. I would think the same exact way for us. So it's not gonna be, Nashville playing in the same style. It's about the type of players that you have, the qualities that each of those players have, and he does a really good job that you've seen if you followed his career of adapting to make sure that the best qualities of each guy come out.
Now, you said that everybody's available for selection. Has it gotten any easier for you to select?
No, it's every week is hard, and I welcome that opportunity. And it's not the guys in the locker room make it very difficult, and it's game to game. And so, the competition inside the group is as strong as I've seen, and making the job harder. But that's part of my job, and I'm really thankful that these guys compete the way they do.
It's a long season. You're obviously in the midst of another competition as well, but how important is it, especially at home, to get off on the right foot and get off to a good start to set the tone tomorrow night?
Yeah, our team is built to be, sort of replicate the identity of the city. So every time that we come and play at home, we're going to put the best group forward that we think we can at that time and play with the most intensity. That's what the fans deserve. That's what we're built on. That's the DNA of this team, and that's what we're going to do Saturday night.
In terms of Schwacke the other night, playing in the role he did, how much has he shown you in what he did last year through the preseason and then the other night?
Yeah, man. I think what you get from Brian is he's calm, he's composed, and he has a really good ability to sort of like understand the tempo of the game and change it if it needs to be changed, or keep it the same if it needs to be the same. So he's got a really good feel for the game, and I think that gives the outfield players real confidence that they have such a sort of consistent and calm presence behind them.
Bit of Valera on the Zoom.
Hey, BJ, in the past, you've mentioned that these players don't need any more motivation. They've already kind of are motivated. So when it comes to starting a new season, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of new faces and everything. But what are some of the messages you're sending to them to not get maybe too motivated or caught up in the occasion?
I mean, I think, again, for us, it goes back to just kind of being consistent each and every day, and also just being consistent in the way that we prepare. So I think what happens with our guys, what happens inside, the walls of this training center, is that we're constantly looking to challenge each other, knowing that we'll continue to improve each other, and there's this hunger and desire to continue to get better. And I think as long as we stay focused on that process, we are able to drive this forward in a pretty balanced way.
And just really quickly, last season, your best run throughout the season came when you were pretty much playing a game every three days. So to start off this season, you kind of have a similar schedule, at least for the first couple of weeks. Do you see that as something you can build to start the season with, or is that still kind of, is there a fatigue issue there as well?
I mean, I don't know if it's specific to that. I just think, again, going back to my last answer, is the consistency. So I think when you can get into any type of rhythm with the group, that's a positive. And I think that can kind of create that momentum and get the ball rolling downhill. And that's what I think we've been able to do early on, and we want to, obviously use this game to build that momentum into each and every week that we get to play.